Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for the quiz. Many people gave a lot of good answers. I'm very happy, very proud of you. Was it difficult? I don't think so. Yeah, it was. Okay. Okay. So maybe next time I should propose a second one, a light one. Okay. Maybe let's see the answers together if you wish. Okay, so of course, then maybe I can share, but the first answers are just for the fun, because we know that Lady Gaga and Madonna, maybe the debate, I don't know, but they are not the defender and the challenger usually. Okay, so that was the first answer. Everybody has full points. Okay, then we have, okay. Okay, the Sotrantika, yeah, it's okay for everyone. Yeah, of course, the other answers are so silly that even if you don't know that, you know what to put as an answer. And okay, this one is different. Okay, the subject existent is one, but if it is existent, it's not necessarily one, it's necessarily different, it's necessarily neither one nor different. Yeah, the first one, no? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it follows that the subject existent is one. Accept it is one because I'm sure many people know why the subject existent is one. Yes, it is one because
Because it is not a diverse phenomenon.
yes, okay. Okay, so if we put the negation here, we could say, okay, it follows that if it is not a diverse phenomenon, it's necessarily one. Okay, it follows that the subject rabbit hole.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
where?
it is a phenomenon which is not diverse.
Yes, very good. Yes, we have to put the not where the place is appropriate exactly, because it is a phenomenon which is not diverse. Yes, everybody agrees. The subject existent is just isolated from anything else. So yeah, it's conceptually isolated. So we select just existent. So yes, it is one. Yeah, it is one because it is a phenomenon which is not diverse. We could say also because it exists and it's not different.
Mm.
Yes, okay. Because if it exists, it has to be one or different. And if it exists and it's not different, then it has to be one. Yeah? Okay. If I'm going too fast, please dare to say, dare to say, please, calm down, calm down. Okay. So yes, existent is different. Existent is one, but if it exists, it's not necessarily one. For instance,
For instance, table and chair.
yes, for instance, table and chair. The subject, the two, table and chair, exist. Yes, they exist because
Because they are observed by valid cognition.
it follows that if they are observed by valid cognition, they are necessarily existent. They necessarily exist. Yes, very good. And the subject, the two, table and chair, are not one.
Except
Okay, they are not one because
because they are existent and different.
yes, exactly. Because they are different. Yeah, if they are different, they are necessarily not one. Yes. Okay, very good. Fantastic. Okay. So we had also, yes, Yeah, this one is just to a kind of summary of a specific point. Yeah, a set of two phenomena which are not contradictory is, so of course, a pair of socks, they are contradictory. Yeah? The two socks are contradictory, so it doesn't work. And Batman and Robin also are contradictory if we suppose that they exist, yeah, as cultural events. Okay, but yes, possible to be. You remember that very weird type of category, yeah, phenomenon, possible to be. Okay, like for instance, two phenomena which are not contradictory, we could say table and existent. The subject, the two, table and existent, the set of the two is a phenomenon possible to be. Yeah, because you can find many common bases, yeah, in the world. Yeah, the table in the kitchen, the table in the school, and so on. They are table and existent. Yes, everybody agrees? Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, so I don't see all the cams, so I don't see if people have the eyebrows very close or not. If people understand or not. Okay, so I will cut the screen share and I will just read the questions and we play like this if you wish. Okay, I have them here. Like this. Okay. Perfect. So I will read them. Okay. Yes, the first one. Yeah, many people didn't fall in the trap. So it follows that the subject, a beautiful forest made of many splendid trees, is one. So when we agree, we say accept. If we disagree, we say why. Yeah, that's just the way to assert our reply. Yeah. So it follows that the subject, one beautiful forest made of many splendid trees, is one. So you can say like this, accept or
Accept.
why. Okay. Accept, it is one because?
Because it is a phenomena, it exists and it is non-diverse.
Yes, very good. It follows that if it is a phenomenon which is not diverse, it's necessarily one.
Accept.
Yes. So yes, the trap is that we specify made of many trees. So we could think, oh, there are so many things there. So they have to be different. No, they are not different. It's just one forest. Yeah. Okay, very good. Fantastic. Wow. Then it follows that the subject, the two, color and suitable to be a hue are different. Not so easy.
Accept.
They are different.
Accept.
Okay. They are different because?
Because they are diverse phenomena.
Okay, so it follows that if they are diverse phenomena, they are necessarily different.
Accept.
Yes, very good. Okay, so what kind of different answer could we give? For instance, we could say, because they are equivalent. Would it work? Yes, it would work. Yeah, it follows that if they are equivalent, they are necessarily different.
Accept.
Yes.
Accept.
Okay.
Accept.
They are
Accept.
necessarily different. Yes, many people accept. Very good. So it follows, yes, if they are equivalent, they are necessarily different because?
Because to be equivalent, they have to be two different phenomena.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we cannot say that the subject cup is equivalent with cup.
With yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we cannot say that. We can say that cup is one with cup. That's okay. And we cannot say that cup, the subject cup, is equivalent with cup. Yeah, because they both are not different. Yes, that works. Okay, very good. Wow, fantastic. Okay, it follows that the subject, the two, the table and its parts are not different. Wow, big trap. The subject, the two, table and the parts of the table. What did I put? They are not different.
Why?
Okay, why? So it follows that they are different.
Except.
Yes, they are different because
Because because they, they are different
Because they're not one. Because they exist and they're not one.
yes, that works because they exist and they are not one. Yes, that's a good answer. And we could say because they are contradictory.
Because they're
yeah, because they are contradictory.
Yes,
Yeah,
one whole and many parts are contradictory. Yeah? Of course, they are one
Mhm.
entity. Yeah, that's the same
Hmm.
object. Yeah, so that's one entity. They are one entity, but conceptually distinct. Yes, and conceptually, we cannot find any common base between one table and 5 parts of the table. Yeah, does it work? Okay,
Yeah,
so it follows that if they are contradictory, they are necessarily different.
except
Okay, they are necessarily different because
they are diverse phenomena.
yes, because if they are contradictory, they are different with no common base. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's included in the definition of contradictory. Yeah, they have to be different. Yeah, equivalent, they have to be different. Contradictory, they have to be different. 3P, 4P, they have to be different anyway. Yeah, or
So
at
is
least
that what
one.
is called
Yes,
phenomena
sorry.
impossible to, is that what is called phenomena impossible to be?
Yes, if we select the set itself, yeah, the set of one table and 5 parts of the table, the set of the two is a phenomenon impossible to be exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Yes, previously we spoke about the 5 aggregates. Yeah, they are also a phenomenon. The set of the 5 is a phenomenon impossible to be. Yeah, or functioning thing impossible to be. There is nothing in the world that can be 5 aggregates. Yeah. Wow, fantastic. Okay. Okay. So yes, color and suitable to be a hue are different because they're equivalent. Okay, and the table and its parts are not are different. So we should say why exactly. Very good. It follows that the subject, the two, red, table and red are contradictory. Wow.
This one is
Vicious.
tricky.
I accept.
Yes, the subject, what was it? Red table and red, yeah? Yes, the subject, the two, red table and red are contradictory because?
Because one is a table and the other is a color.
Okay, so it follows that if one is a table and the other is a color, they are necessarily contradictory.
Accept.
Yes, so it follows that the subject, red table, is not red.
It has the color red, but it is not red.
Very good. Yes, yes, it has the color red, but it is not red. Yeah, very good. Wow, fantastic. Okay, okay, the table and red. Okay, that's done. It follows that if they are different, they are necessarily contradictory.
Why?
Why?
Okay, it follows that if they are different, they are not necessarily contradictory.
Except
They are not necessarily contradictory because
Because they can
because
be
things can
3P, 4P.
yes, they can be 4P, 3P, or equivalent. Yes, everybody agrees? It follows that if if two phenomena are equivalent, they are necessarily not contradictory.
except
Accept.
Yes, okay. And it follows that if two phenomena are contradictory, they are necessarily not equivalent.
Accept.
Okay, so it follows that between the two, equivalent and contradictory, it's contradictory.
Accept.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All the four relationships, yeah, equivalent, contradictory, 3P, 4P, they are all mutually contradictory, yeah. Okay, very good. Very good. Wow. Okay, so this is a a perversion consequence, yeah, if they are not, and so on. Yeah? Okay, and the opposite assertion is it follows that if they are contradictory, they are necessarily different.
Except
Yes, they are necessarily different because
because they can't be contradictory without being different. We need two different phenomena to be contradictory.
yes, because contradictory is defined as
Being different, a phenomena that are different without any possible common locus between them.
yes, exactly, yeah, different with no common base. Yeah, if they are different, they are necessarily diverse phenomena. They have to exist, and they are distinct, at least for the third consciousness. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Very good. Very good. It follows that if it is one, it's necessarily existent.
Okay.
Accept.
Yes. If it is one, it necessarily exists. Everybody is sure? Sure. Okay. Because
Because one is a phenomena which is not diverse. So to
yes,
be a
and
phenomenon
yes,
and
yes,
phenomenon is mutually exclusive with existence.
yes, very good. Wow. Perfect. We have experts in debate. Now we have to be careful. Ignorance has to be careful. Very good. Yes. If they are different, they necessarily exist. And one also, yeah. If it is one, it's necessarily existent, yeah. Of course, if it is existent, it's not necessarily one, as we saw before, yeah. Okay, so it follows that if it is different from color, it's necessarily a non-color. This one is tricky as well. It follows that if it
Why?
is different, it's not necessarily a non-color.
Except, not necessarily
Okay,
non-color.
very good. If it is different from color, it's not necessarily a non-color because
Because because like red is different from color, but it is a color.
yes, very good. Yes, we can have something which is not one with color. It is not color
Ah,
itself. As you said, it is different from color, but still it is a color. Yeah. Red is
yeah.
different from color, and still it is a color. Everybody agrees? Everybody agrees that the subject red is not a non-color? Yeah. Red, the subject red is not a non-color. Yes. I checked Tara's eyes.
I think it's accept.
Very good. The subject red is not a non-color because
Because it is a color.
yes, it follows that if it is a color, it's necessarily not a non-color.
I hate negations.
Except, I think except. I think except.
Yes, because not a non-color, a double negation means being a color, no? Not being a non-color means being a color. Yeah, everybody agrees? And being a color means not being a non-color. Or we could say, like, there is one chapter in the Yunzin Purvuchak's Dura about Yinlop, Minlop. Yeah, we could say, okay, it is a color because it is the opposite of not being a color. It is a color because it is the opposite of not being a color. Yeah? Oh, yeah, very good. Fantastic. It helps, yeah, for the isolate and so on, yeah. How the thought consciousness works. That's very useful, but very tricky as well. Okay, so yes, red, the subject red is a color, but still it is not one with color. Yeah, it is not one with color because
Because it is phenomena diverse from color.
yes, if it is a phenomenon which is diverse from color, it's necessarily not one with color. Yeah, very good. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, we could say, okay, because only color is one with color.
One with color. Yeah.
Yes, only color in the world, in the multiverse, is one with color. Okay, we could say only color is the opposite of not being one with color.
Yeah, except.
Fantastic. Yes, only the subject color is the opposite of not being one with color. Yeah, because it is one with color, because color is its own isolate. Yeah, we could say so. Okay, very good. Wow, very deep debates. Okay, so it follows that if it is not different from cup, it is not necessarily one with cup. It follows that if it is not different from cup, it is not necessarily one with cup. Headache.
Why?
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Okay, so it follows that if it is not one, what was the, sorry. Okay, okay. It follows that if it is not different from cup, it is necessarily one with cup.
No, no, why? Why to this one?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Why for this one?
Why
Okay.
for this one?
Why for this one?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so if it is not different from cup, it is not necessarily one with cup.
Except.
Yeah,
Yes, it is not necessarily one with cup because
because it can be non-existent.
yes, it can be non-existent, it can be Hound rabbit. Hound rabbit is not different from cup, and it is not one with cup. Do you agree? Yeah, it is nothing, yeah. So only phenomena can be one or different from cup. Yeah. If it is not a phenomenon, it's none of them. Yeah, it's neither. Okay, so the subject non-existent, it follows it is not different from cup.
Except.
Okay, it is not different from cup because
Because it is not a phenomenon.
yes, it follows that if it is not a phenomenon, it cannot be a phenomenon which is not diverse from cup.
Except.
Except.
Yeah, so
Except.
it cannot be a phenomenon which is diverse from cup. Yeah,
Except.
so it cannot be one and it cannot be different. Even one horned rabbit is not one.
Yeah.
So it is two.
No.
Very good. Fantastic. Yes. So the 10th one was, it follows that the subject rabbit horn is contradictory with form. So intuitively, we tend to think yes, but if we say that horn of the rabbit is contradictory with form, what would be the consequence?
That horn of the rabbit is existent.
Yes, because it would have to exist, to be different, with no common base, with form. Yeah, very good. Okay, so because horned rabbit doesn't exist, it cannot be different.
Except.
Yeah, and if it is not different, it cannot be different with no common base.
Except.
Yes.
Yes. So if it doesn't exist, it cannot be different, it cannot be contradictory, it cannot be one, it cannot be anything.
Thanks.
Except.
Okay, so it follows that the subject horn of the rabbit is not existent, but the subject horn of the rabbit is not contradictory with existent.
Except.
Yes, it is not
Yes.
contradictory with existent because
Because it does not exist in the first place.
exactly. So we could say that only existent is contradictory with horn of the rabbit. Yeah, existent is
Yeah,
different
yeah.
from horn of the rabbit, and there is no common base between the existent and horn of the rabbit. So the subject existent is contradictory with horn of the rabbit, but it's not the way around. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, but can we also, we can say like table is contradictory with horns of rabbit. We can say that.
Yes, we can say that
Oh, okay, okay,
because
okay, okay.
because
Why?
table is different from horn of the rabbit, and there is no common base between the two. So if table is different with no common base with horn of the rabbit, then table is contradictory with horn of the rabbit.
Can you repeat the first one again and then go back and forth again?
So do you agree that if it is contradictory, it's necessarily different with no common base? Yeah, because that's the definition, yeah. And if it is different, it necessarily exists because it is a phenomenon which is diverse, yeah, or diverse phenomena, yeah. Yeah, okay. So it follows that the subject table is contradictory with horn of the rabbit because table is different with no common base with horn of the rabbit. Yes, it follows that if it is different with no common base with horn of the rabbit, it's necessarily contradictory with horn of the rabbit.
But
Charlie.
this was the problem where you can't compare it because then you're saying that the horn of the rabbit is existent.
So yes, it depends on the way we formulate
Yeah.
the assertion. We could say the subject, we cannot say that the subject, the two, horn of the rabbit and table are contradictory
Hmm.
because both are not contradictory. Only one is contradictory with horn of the rabbit. Only table is contradictory with horn of the rabbit. But horn of the rabbit doesn't exist, so it cannot be contradictory with anything.
Can you give an example of how this is actually used in a debate? Like how would it be formulated so that we are saying table is contradictory with horns of a rabbit instead of horns of rabbit being contradictory? No, can never be contradictory with table.
Yes, exactly. Because, yeah, we could say, for instance, yeah, we could say that, like, usually we use the reasoning one and different, yeah? So contradictory is something a bit higher, but usually we could say, like, we could find in the texts, for instance, it follows that the subject, the self-sufficiently substantial existent person or the inherent person for the Madhyamaka is non-existent because it is neither one nor different from the aggregates. Yeah, so in that case, that works because the predicate and the reason are mere negations. Yeah, like Lama Tsongkhapa says that in the Uma Gumparapsal, in his commentary of Acharya Chandrakirti's text, he says that there is no mistake if we say that the self, the inherent self, doesn't exist because it is neither one nor different from the aggregates. Because in that case, predicate and reason are mere negations, so that works. Yeah. So we could say, yes, the subject, the person, the inherent person doesn't exist, or horn of the rabbit doesn't exist because it is neither equivalent, nor contradictory, nor 3P, nor 4P with anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
The thing is, we can't.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the thing is, we can't say horns of rabbit are contradictory with table But we
Exactly.
can say that the table is contradictory with horns of rabbit
Yeah, very
just
good.
because table is placed one like so it matters like what we are saying first, like what we are comparing with what.
Yes, we are
It's just
comparing.
that
Yes, yes, we are
that's the
comparing.
only difference.
Yes, exactly. That's only in that way that we formulate that consequence that it works. Yeah, if we say the subject table is contradictory with horned rabbit, that's perfect. Yes, it's contradictory with horned rabbit because it is different from horned rabbit. That's true. It is a phenomenon which is diverse from horned rabbit, and there is no common base between the two. But horned rabbit is not contradictory with table because it doesn't exist, so it's not different.
Initially, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So that's why personally I'm never using mutual exclusion or mutually exclusive, because it tends to refer to two phenomena which have to be mutually exclusive. But in that case, existent and non-existent, it's not a mutual exclusion. Only one is contradictory with the other. So I prefer contradictory.
So non-existence is non-existence? Like non-existence
Yes,
is non-existent?
yes, accept.
Okay.
But some non-existence or some absence can exist, yeah? For instance, the absence of horned rabbit exists. Yeah, or the non-existence of horned rabbit, that exists. Yeah, otherwise emptiness could not exist, yeah? So emptiness exists because it is the mere absence of inherent existence. So we could say the absence of horned rabbit exists. It can be ascertained by valid cognition. But horned rabbit itself, not.
And non-existence itself. So
Non-existent,
non-existence itself exists, no?
non-existent
Because
itself.
absence it's
Yeah, because in Tibetan we would say just me pas. We would not say non-existence or non-existent. Yeah, in Tibetan it's just me pas. So it can refer only to non-existent, and non-existent it's necessarily not observed by valid cognition. But something can be observed by valid cognition as being non-existent.
okay.
Like in Tibetan, we would say me pa yimba, yeah, where something which is not existent, yeah, or not being existent. This can be observed by valid cognition. Otherwise, no one could ascertain a mere absence like selflessness and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, we could have some debates because normally a negation is a phenomenon. But what about non-existent? Is it a negation? If it is a negation, it has to exist. It follows that non-existent exists because it is a negation. So headache. Yeah. So we could say yes, non-existent is not observed by valid cognition, but being non-existent, yes. Wow, very good. Fantastic. Wow, incredible. So is it a bit more clear for everyone, those answers of the first part of the quiz? Or is it more confusing? Yeah, I did especially those questions in order to make sure that we are familiar enough with those concepts, because after when we see the defenders' answers, then if we are clear with those things, you know, how to compare phenomena, one and different and so on, and the answers from the defender, then we can play any debate. So that's why that's the very first laws or rules that we have to know. Then after we can debate anything. Yeah, so that's why I need to take time. We need to take time on those things in order to make sure that you are not loaded by the information. Yeah. Okay. So we have other questions. Okay. it follows that among contradictory equivalent 3p, 4p, you can posit the difference between the two, dark red and red. Oh, are the contradictory equivalent 3p, 4p, dark red and red? Not easy, yeah? They are contradictory.
Why?
Oh, it follows they're not contradictory.
Yes, because I gave this wrong answer in the quiz, so I know.
It's a good answer, yeah? They're not contradictory. It follows that the subject dark red is red.
Yes, except
Yes, the subject dark red is not green.
no.
Okay, the subject dark red is not blue and black and so on. So the subject dark red
Except,
is red.
except
Yes, it is red because
because it is suitable to be a red hue.
yes, very good. It follows that if it is suitable to be a red hue, it's necessarily red.
Except.
Okay, very good. So it seems that they are not contradictory because there are some common bases, like for instance, the red color of a cloth. The red color of a cloth is red and can be dark red. Yes. Okay. Like for instance, some monastic robes, sometimes they are dark red, yeah? Okay, very good. So they are red and they are dark red. Oh, sorry, not the cloth itself, yeah. The color of the of the monastic clothes, yeah. Sorry, I made a mistake. The
Christophe,
color of a monastic cloth, yeah.
can we say because dark red color includes red color?
Yes, we could say that because red is an instance of, sorry, because dark red is
Ah,
an instance of red. Yes, or because red
yeah,
is a generality of dark red, or
yeah,
encompasses red, or includes, as you say, yeah?
yeah.
Very good.
Mm,
So yes, the broadest category would be red, and the smallest category would be dark red. Yeah, so in that case, what is the configuration among the relationships, the logical
3P.
relations? 3P.
3P.
Very good. Yes, if one is included in the other, then we tend toward 3P, yeah? Okay, so it follows you can posit the perversion.
Okay.
Yes. What is the perversion between the two, dark red and red?
Whatever is dark red must necessarily be red, but whatever is red may not necessarily be dark red.
Very good. Posit an illustration of something which is red, but not dark red.
Light red.
Light red. It follows that the subject light red is red.
Accept,
It is red because?
because it is suitable to be of red hue.
Yes, it follows that if it is suitable to be a red hue, it's necessarily red.
Accept,
And the subject light red is not dark red.
accept,
Okay, it is not because?
because it is contradictory with dark red.
Okay, so it follows that when we have a cloth, which color on the color of a cloth which is light red, and you see that in the dark, you know, when the evening is coming down, the sun is coming down and so on, and there is not so much light, so the subject light red becomes dark red.
It has to be valid cognition.
Okay, so when we see colors during the evening, it's never seen by a valid cognition.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay, so we have only valid cognitions during the daytime, during maybe from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and after it's finished.
In light.
Okay. Yes, I remember one debate between Venerable Genlosel and Venerable Tenzin Palmo. And I remember about the hat from Genlosel. Yeah, he's a monk and he has a red hat. And he says, but in the evening, it looks like black. Yeah, the color of the red hat is black. Okay.
No,
Because
I
of
would
the
say it's no
darkness. Yeah?
pervasion.
Yes. So we could say, yes. Yes, we could say it looks like black, but it doesn't mean that it has to be
But it
black.
is not black.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly.
May
Yes, Marina?
that is because it has a common base, right? Because the dark red and the light red have common base. For conservative,
So,
you cannot have a
yes,
common base. Is that the case?
they cannot have any common base, exactly. So it's a trick from Genlo Cell to say, yes, but look at my hat when it's in the dark. It looks like that color is black. And very convincing. But no, it's not possible. It's because, yeah, we could say it's kind of valid cognition, but because of the the lack of light. Yeah. Otherwise, we could say that we have no valid cognition in the evening. That could be, debated. So even in the evening, we have valid cognition, but because of we could say, because of that condition of the darkness, yeah, the lack of light, then that color becomes black in one sense. But it is because of that condition. So we could say in the proper condition, under the proper conditions, it has to be light red. Yeah,
Mm.
that's a kind of issue. That's a kind of, okay. One kind of exit door. Very good. So it follows that the subject, the two, light red and dark red, are contradictory.
Accept.
Even after all my explanations.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And so we say, okay, we said that there is something which is not dark red, but it is red. Of course, the common base, as we said, it could be like the color of a monk's robe. Okay, of a Buddhist monk's robe. Otherwise, we could say, yes, but the Christian monk's robe is not, doesn't have that color. Okay, and okay, if you say 3P, you can posit something which is none of them, dark red and red.
Green.
Green, very good. It follows that the subject green. Okay, can never be red.
Accept.
Okay. Can never be red because?
Because green is different from green. Yeah. Because green is different from red.
Okay. So, some people are color blind, yeah? So for them, red is green. So there is a common base.
No pervasion.
That is not a valid cognition.
Okay. You could say like also the bees, they can see some colors that we never see, yeah? And sometimes they could see green, like purple or something like this.
Yeah, in
So
the eyes of my dog. Green is red is green.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it could be a trick, but yes, if it is green, it's necessarily not red, and red cannot be green as well. Yeah? So 3P, wow, fantastic, very good. So now we have the sound, the subject sound, the subject the two, sound of waterfall and waterfall. Wow. So are they contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P? Sound of the waterfall and the waterfall.
Contradictory.
Contradictory. Everybody agrees? Because I saw somewhere 3P, I'm not sure in the answers. Okay. So they are contradictory because?
Because waterfall is not suitable to be a sound form.
Okay, wow. Yeah, what kind of object of apprehension of direct perception is that? A waterfall?
Visual.
Ah, okay. Yes, we could say the color of the waterfall could be a form source, yeah, an object of apprehension of an eye consciousness. But usually water is an object of apprehension of a tactile cognition, yeah.
But
Yeah, the four
water
elements.
is in itself is not water.
So, sorry?
Waterfall is like a visual form,
Yes.
no?
Yes, it is. Yes, we can say it is a visual form. We could say that the water can have a shape and water can have a color, has a color, but it's mainly apprehended by a tactile consciousness, we could say. Yeah, of course, we can say, oh, I saw a lake. Oh, I'm seeing a river. So it follows that the, the subject water can be apprehended by an eye consciousness.
Color of the water.
Yes, the color of the water. Yes, but still water itself is mainly apprehended or realized by a tactile consciousness. It's like fire. We can see fire from afar. But what realizes hot and burning? The tactile consciousness, yeah? Very good. And for water, it's wet and moistening, yeah? So wet and moistening is realized by the tactile cognition. But because water has a color, when we see the color of water, we see the water. They are one substance, they are one entity, yeah? But we cannot say
Yeah.
that the eye consciousness can realize water. We can say we see water, but the eye consciousness cannot realize water. That's one way to escape debates. Okay, very good. So yes, waterfall is not sound. Yes, water is not sound. Everybody agrees? Okay, and sound is not water. Yes, we could say because one is the cause of the other. The waterfall is the cause of the sound of the waterfall. Yes. So usually speaking, a cause and its effect are contradictory. In 99.999% of the cases, a cause and its effect are contradictory. Yeah, everybody agrees? Because when a cause appears, the effect is not there yet. And when the effect arises, then the cause has ceased. Yeah, except for the Vaibhashika, for all the Buddhist tenets, one cause has to precede its effect. The effect has to come after the cause. Yeah. Only the Vaibhashika would say something different. Yeah. Okay, very good. Wow, fantastic. Okay, so now ring and made of silver. Easy. Ring and made of silver. Very easy. We did something like this previously. Yeah?
4P.
So for P, yes, we can have A and B, A not B, B not A, and not A not B. Yeah? Ring and made of silver. Yeah? So the way to think like this, yeah, from the defender, we could think, okay, is any ring made of silver? And is anything which is made of silver necessarily a ring? Then in that case, you know that you can find something which is A not B, B not A, and so on. Yeah? That's one way to go quick in your reflection. Yeah? Can we find something which is both? Okay, but is any ring made of silver? No, it can be made of gold. And is anything made of silver is necessarily a ring? No, it can be a bracelet, it can be a crown. It can be any jewel, yeah, like any jewelry. Okay, very good. And you have something which is none of them. Yeah, so 4P, wow. Part and whole. We did something previously like this, yeah. It follows you can posit the difference between the two, part and whole.
Contradictory.
Yes, contradictory. Okay, very good. They are contradictory because
Because there are different phenomena with no possible common locus between them.
yes, they are different with no possible common locus between them. Yes, but still they are one entity. Everybody agrees? The part, we can say the table and its 5 parts are one entity. Yeah, the parts themselves, they are not one entity with each other. Yeah? But one
Yes.
part and the whole are one entity. Yeah, until the table is broken. Yeah, as we debated on Monday. Is a broken table a table?
Why?
It follows that a broken table is not a table.
Except
Okay. It's not a table because?
because it does not perform a function of a table anymore.
Okay. So if we put a,
Because the matter, sorry,
yes, please.
because all the because particles that came together to make a table are now not together.
Ah, okay. Very good. So for instance, we have some shops, very famous shops in the West. They sell furnitures, yeah? But they sell them in a kit. You have to build the furniture, yeah? So if you buy a table in a kit, it is not a table.
Except
Okay, so it is a bed.
why?
Okay, so you
Why?
cannot you, so you cannot buy any table in a kit. A disassembled, a table which is not assembled yet. It follows it is not a table.
We can buy.
Accept.
Okay, it is not a becoming table. A table which is able to become a table. Something which is able to become a
Why?
table.
Why? Why? It is able to become a table.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's able to become a table.
Okay. Okay. So it could last for many hours like this, yeah, the debate. Very good. Yes. Yes, some people could say, yes, it is a table which is ready to become a table. Because if we say, okay, if it is not functioning as a table, it is not a table. So what about a table on which you don't put anything? Yeah, a table which is in the shop, and there is nothing on the table. It is assembled, but there is nothing on it. Nobody uses it as a table. Is it a table?
Except it is.
Okay. But still, it's not functioning as a table.
But it has the ability to perform a function of a table.
Yes, like the table that you buy in a shop, which is not assembled yet. It has the ability.
Mm.
Okay.
But it has
Ah,
Yeah.
a table in order to have the functionality to perform as a table. So this assembled table cannot perform that cannot have the ability to perform that function at that
yeah,
moment.
at that moment, yeah. Like the table which is in the shop and nobody uses it as a table. So it still has the ability to function as a table, but it
Okay.
is not functioning as a table. Yeah?
But it fulfills the definition of being a table.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Okay. 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 But if you want to buy a disassembled table in the shop, yeah, the table which is not assembled yet, and you say to the how do you say, to the merchant, oh, I'm gonna buy a table in your shop. But he would say, oh, there is no table, only pieces of wood. There's no table to sell. Yeah, that's complicated, yeah. Okay. So yes, we could say yes. If it is, Yes. If it is assembled, then it is a table. Okay. So when you have, for instance, a table with a broken leg, is it a table?
Except.
Okay. And two broken legs, is it still a table?
Two broken legs and a table.
Yeah. Okay. And three broken legs?
They're not a table.
It's not a
As
table
long as
anymore.
it can balance itself, it's a table.
Okay. Yeah, difficult question, huh? Okay. So it seems that for the Prasangika, it's easier, yeah? Even the configuration, the spatial shape of the table is not the table. It's the basis of imputation of the table. Wow, Prasangika, so clever. Okay, so now we have, let's see. Yes, part and whole contradictory, very good. Very good. Black-haired cat and long-haired cat, easy. Yeah, we saw that previously with the human being, yeah?
Can we then say, just going back to the previous one, can we say then a disassembled table and a table are contradictory?
Yes. Yeah, sometimes I change my mind, yeah. When we debated that at Nalanda Monastery, yeah, one day I decided that it's not a table, and the day after I thought, oh, maybe it is. So I'm still not sure. So you could debate that. You could, if you have good reasonings, why not? So it follows that it is not a table because a disassembled table is not a table.
Because a disassembled table cannot function as a table.
Okay. Yes. But it has the potential to function as a table, no?
It has the potential, but again, at that moment, it can't function as, you can't use it as a table.
Yes.
Till it's not put together. When it's put together, it becomes a table. Then it's not a disassembled table.
Yes. Okay, I would agree. Yeah, you are very convincing, yeah, Vinotiji. Yeah, blessed by Arya Manjusri. Yes, Inaji, yeah. Yeah, you
I
could
think,
say no.
okay. Or we can say because the basis of imputation is not yet ready to be labeled as a table.
Yes. Yes, why not? We could say so, yeah. Yeah, even though when we speak about basis of imputation, it tends to refer to Prasangika, you know, Aryanagajana and so on. But yes, why not? The basis of imputation could be the set of the parts, why not? Or the parts, why not? And we could say, okay, it is not suitable to be called the table, yeah? So it follows that a broken table is not a table.
Yeah,
It's
except.
a broken
Except,
non-table. So it follows it is a broken non-table.
it's
Why?
it's not
So
a table.
it follows the subject of broken table is an instance of table.
Oh.
Yes,
Like
accept.
like dark red is an instance of red. So if it is an instance of table, it has to be a table.
But the broken table loses its basis of imputation to be held as to be called as a table, no?
Okay, so we should not call
It's
it a table.
broken, so
So we should just say the broken and not the broken table.
It becomes trash.
yeah, yes, yes.
It's not easy, yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Maybe today I would say, okay, this assembled table is not. And maybe tomorrow I would think, oh yeah, maybe it's a table.
Well,
Not
can we
sure yet.
also say because they are different in names, they're
Yeah. But dark red and red are different in names, eh? Still
yeah.
dark red and red. Eh?
Yeah, I had a problem with that those still too, is they're dark red and red, but they're still different if you think of them in linguistically. I
They
mean,
are different.
they're different.
They are
And sorry,
different.
Maria, I just jumped in front of you, Maria.
Okay, it's okay.
Good.
I'm sorry, I'm new, but may I ask a clarification? Between is and has the potential, there's a difference. Is an existence, is something that is definite, and has the potential, has a number of assumptions, and assumes that we know everything about it, while we potentially don't know everything. I mean, a table has the potential, but we may not have the right, I don't know, screws or some things, or it may be broken, or so many other things that we don't know. So how can
Yes.
they be equivalent, correct?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, because in the Buddhist logic, we could not infer an effect by its cause. Yeah, we can infer a cause by its effect, but we cannot infer an effect by its cause.
Exactly.
But we can, in one specific occasion, we can infer an effect by its direct cause. Yeah, because the moment after,
Yeah.
the effect will come surely, with no doubt. So in that case, that work, we could say, yes, when the last part is assembled, it will become a table. In that case,
Table.
we can be
Yeah.
sure. But before that, as you say, we are not sure. We could say maybe some people will use it for, you know, like a fuel for a good fire in the kitchen. Why not? Yeah, so maybe it will never become a table. So in that case, it works. But what about the Buddha nature? The Buddha nature is a potential to become a Buddha. And according to the Madhyamaka, anyone will become a Buddha anyway.
But for that, there are proofs.
Yes. For that, we need the proof, yeah. We need to ascertain what is mind and what is the emptiness of mind. Then we could say, okay, yeah, afflictions and obstructions don't belong to the very nature of mind. So anyone can become a Buddha. But still, we need the proper conditions for that, yeah. We need to enter the path, meditate, and so on, yeah. But still, yeah, we could say, yes. Yes, for the Buddha nature, it's a potential, yeah. But still, we could say anyone will become a Buddha even after billions and billions and billions cosmic eras and so on. Yeah? Why not?
Because we all have inner Buddha within us. So we just have to
Yes.
discover them. So there is this, the is
Yes.
there.
Yes, it is there. Yeah, that potential is there. But in a in a set of parts, there is the potential to have the whole, yeah, as well. But still, we are not sure. We could say, okay, maybe it will be destroyed, maybe it will be burned, or yeah, why not? Okay. Yes, there is a difference. Wow, very good. So is a broken table a table?
Why? No, it is not.
Okay, so the subject of broken table is a non-table.
Okay, accept.
Okay, so we should call it a broken non-table.
No, we should just call it a non-table.
Yes,
Sorry. Sorry, Christophe.
the non-table, that's perfect.
Very good. Yeah, very funny discussions we can have with the debate. Okay, fantastic. So, okay. Yeah, black-haired cat and long-haired cat is easy, yeah? 4P, yeah? I think everybody agrees, yeah? Yeah, we can have a black long-haired cat, a black short-haired cat, white short-haired cat, and a nude cat. You know, there are some cats that don't have any fur. Okay, very good. So color of pot and pot. Easy. I'm sure it's easy for all of you. Color of pot and pot.
Contradictory.
Contradictory. Color of pot and pot. Everybody agrees? I'm checking the eyebrows. Color of pot and blue pot.
Why do we say contradictory versus different? Sorry,
Ah,
I'm
yes,
behind. I'm not caught up.
that's very, very important. Yeah, very important question. Yeah, because as you know, when we compare phenomena, they need to be different. Yeah, at least one of them has to be different. Like we
Yeah,
said
yeah,
before,
yeah.
yeah, table is different from horned rabbit. Yeah, but in most cases, both are different. So they are at least different for the thought consciousness. Yeah, they are not necessarily different from the side of the object, yeah, from the side of the entity. For instance, table and form, or table and matter. Table and matter are different, but they are not contradictory. Because this table in my room, this table and is matter. It's a common base between the two. So matter and the table are different, but they are not. The difference goes not is not so, how do you say, clear cut as contradictory. Yeah, contradictory, you have nothing which is both. But different, it's not necessarily the case. Yeah. So now if we say blue pot and color of the pot, or blue pot and color,
Contradictory.
contradictory. They are contradictory because
Because they can be nothing that is both a blue pot and the color of the pot.
yes, yes, a color is necessarily not a pot, and a
Yeah.
pot is necessarily not a color, has a color but is not a color. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they are contradictory. Yeah, they are different with no common base. Yeah, is that okay?
Mm.
Wow, fantastic. So even blue pot and color. Yeah, blue pot and color, there is no common base. The pot has the color blue, but is not the color blue. Yeah, well, very good. Very good. Okay. So now we have blue and color of cloth. Yeah, blue and color of cloth.
4P.
4P. Everybody agrees?
I
Blue.
still can't catch up on all that part either, the 3 and the 4,
Yes.
but I'm listening.
Yes. So for 4P, it means that we have A and B. We have the color of cloth, which is blue. Then we have B and not A, the color of cloth, which is not blue. Then we have A, which is not B, blue, which is not the color of cloth. And we have something which is none of them. Yeah? Is that okay?
I hear
Okay.
you. I just don't
Okay.
think that quickly.
So it follows that there are 4P between the two, blue and color of cloth. Yeah, so it follows you can posit an illustration of something which is both blue and the color of cloth.
Color blue of blue cloth.
Yeah, the color of a blue cloth. It follows that the subject, the color of a blue cloth is blue. Yes, and it follows that the subject, the color of a blue cloth is the color of cloth
Except.
because it is the color of blue cloth.
Except.
So it is A and B, it is blue, and it is the color of cloth. So it follows that you can posit an illustration of something which is blue, but not the color of cloth.
Blue sky.
Yeah. Blue sky. Very good. It follows that the subject.
Color of blue sky.
Yes.
Color of blue
Yeah.
sky. Yes, color of blue.
Okay, it follows that the subject, the color of a blue sky is blue.
Accept.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes. The color of blue sky is blue. It is blue because?
Because it is suitable to be a blue hue.
Yes, it follows that if it is suitable to be a blue hue, it's necessarily blue.
Accept.
Okay, and it follows that the subject, the color of a blue sky is not the color of cloth.
Accept.
It is not the color of cloth because?
Because it is the color of sky.
Yes, it follows that if it is the color of sky, it's necessarily not the color of cloth.
Accept.
Very
Hi.
good. Ah, so it can be the color of sky and the color of cloth.
Yes.
Okay, that's poetry. Yeah, you have a
Like blue
cloth.
is the
You are dressed in sky.
no, but we can have
Yes, please.
okay. I can
It's frozen, yeah. I cannot hear you, Inala.
use because you said if it is the color of a sky, it can't be a
Yes,
color of a cloth.
yes. It can be both the color of the sky and color
If
of
it is
cloth.
it yeah, we have sky blue clothes, no?
Okay. Okay, so it follows that the subject, the color of a blue cloth is the color of sky. It is not the color of cloth.
Oh, this way no. This way no. Yeah, except.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
yes,
this way no.
the,
Yeah.
the sky and the
Yeah.
cloth can have a similar color. Yes, we can
Yeah.
have the color of a blue
Yeah.
cloth and the
Yeah.
color of
Yeah.
blue sky. There can be a similar color. Instances of blue,
Hmm.
yeah, the color of a blue cloth and the
Hmm.
color of the sky are instances of blue, but
Hmm.
both are mutually
Hmm.
contradictory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when you
Okay.
see the
Thank
color
you.
of sky, you see the sky, and when you see the color of the cloth, you see
Hmm.
the cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So it follows you can posit an illustration of something which is none of them, which is not A, not B, not blue, and not the color of cloth.
Prayer flags.
The color of
No, I just said prayer flags.
prayer flags. Sorry, prayer flags. Yeah, for instance, we see some prayer flags on the wall, on the wall behind Isara Minote. Yeah, so it follows that the prayer flags are necessarily not color.
Accept.
Okay, they are necessarily not blue.
Accept.
It follows that the subject, a blue prayer flag, is necessarily not blue.
Accept.
Yes, that's a weird conversation. Yeah, never speak
Yeah.
like this with your friends. Yeah, yeah, and at your workplace and so on, they will think that they are crazy. So yes, it
But
follows
it's
that the
good
subject.
to tell your mind this, because our mind is gonna tell us, yeah, this is blue.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the color. Okay, the color of a blue prayer flag is blue. That's true. But the blue prayer flag itself is not blue. Very good. And the blue prayer flag itself is not the color of cloth. So they are
It's
contradictory. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So we have 4P between the two. Very good. Very good. So now if you still have time, how many do we have? Maybe we will not do everything today, but it depends. Okay. So yeah, it follows we can posit the difference between the two, the person and the person's aggregates.
oh,
Oh,
contradictory.
contradictory. Okay, so it follows that the subject, the person can be in the house and the aggregates can be in the garden because they are contradictory.
No pervasion.
No pervasion. It's not because they are contradictory that they have to be two entities, two different entities. They are one entity. Yeah. Where you find the person, you necessarily find the aggregates of the person. And where you find the aggregates of the person, you necessarily find the person. Yeah. Everybody agrees?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it follows that the person and his or her aggregates are one entity.
Accept.
Except
They are one entity because
Because
because they are their essential natures are not separable.
yes, Yes, we
Because
could say
valid
yes.
cognition cognizes them together. Cannot
Yes,
separate them.
yes, cannot separate them. Very good. Yeah, we can say because they are one substance. They appear to the same direct perceiver, to the same direct perception, but they don't appear separately. Okay. Yes, but we could debate that. How can the mind of the person and the body of the person appear to the same direct perception?
So for substantially one, they don't have to appear to the same perception. They just have to appear to the perception.
Yeah,
And
they have
mind
to appear
doesn't
to the,
appear to the direct perception.
yes, exactly. We could say that the aggregates that appear to a direct perception, they necessarily don't appear separately with the person. We could formulate like this. The aggregates that appear to one direct perception never appear separate from the person itself. So we
Yeah.
could say the body of the person can appear to the eye direct perception, and the mind of the person can appear to the clairvoyant direct perception. Yeah. So when one or the other of the aggregates appear to the direct perception, the person appears as well and never appears separately.
But
Because
can
the
a,
person,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So to a
yeah,
clairvoyant person, a mind can appear without a body appearing, right? That happens.
yes, exactly. Yes, the body doesn't necessarily appear to the clairvoyant mind. Yeah, for instance, the clairvoyant mind knowing the mind of others. So that clairvoyant mind knows minds only, not the body of the person. But the person and
Yeah.
its mind would appear not necessarily, not separately. They would appear, but not separately. Very good. So this we will try to deepen our knowledge about that, and we will know later, much later, that a person needs to appear with the aggregates. Yeah? When the aggregates need to appear, when the person appears, it means that the person is imputedly existent,
Mm.
and the aggregates are substantially existent. Yeah, so that this we will need to discover and to discard the self-sufficiently substantially existent self of the person. Okay, very good. So yes, the person and the aggregates are necessarily contradictory, but they are one entity or one substance, we could say. Very good, incredible. Okay, so maybe next time we will do the rest of the answers. If you have questions, please dare. Otherwise, then you can take painkillers for your headache. And we will meet next time. If you wish to debate on Monday, we can also debate about those points or some others as you wish. And next time we will finish those answers, and we need to see the answers of the defender. So we need to learn the syllogism, what kind of answer the defender is supposed to give. Yeah, we have very short answers because sometimes the defender wants to explain many things. We want to say, yes, but I learned this and that and so on. But then in that case, it's not a straightforward debate. The straightforward debate is just like puff, 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 puff. Then we are sure we are not getting outside of the subject and so on. Yeah? That's very important. Yeah. Okay, so for the sake
Yes,
of all the beings, yes, please.
sorry, Christopher. I had one question. So when we are debating Sautrantika style. So when we debate Sautrantika style, when we say emptiness of any object, we mean emptiness in regards to Sautrantika philosophy.
Yes, exactly.
So
Yes.
how, like, only like when we debate with somebody from a different tenet, then it would become like a different kind of emptiness that they would mean.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So that's why some teachers like Venerable Geshe Gensen at Nalanda would say that when we say that all phenomena are empty and selfless, empty is just empty. It's not emptiness for them. It's just shunya. It's the adjective, is the qualifier. It's not the noon. Yeah. So and in Tibetan it's the same. Yeah. Dong Xing Dak Meba, Dongba. Yeah, so it's not Dongbani, it's not emptiness. So that's why it's a gross level of selflessness. It's the emptiness of permanent, unitary and autonomous person. So it's a very gross level of selflessness, we could say. So that's why some teachers would say we should not say emptiness, we just say empty.
For
But some
Sautrantika,
other teachers, yes, please.
for Sautrantika, we should say empty, not emptiness.
Yes, usually speaking, we should say for the non-prasangika, because
Oh.
even for the prasangika, yeah, the prasangika would say that empty and selflessness. Empty would be the person is empty of self-sufficient, substantially existent self. And selfless would mean the subtle selflessness of the person. It means emptiness of inherent existence. So that's why it could be confusing. But as long as you know that for the non-prasangika Buddhist tenets, the gross level of selflessness is permanent, unitary, and autonomous, and the subtle one is self-sufficient, substantially existent self.
Ah,
Then,
excellent. I was waiting to hear that. Nice. The
yeah,
difference between the two. They
yeah,
seem like, yeah. So basically, the one is on the Sautrantika, it's the permanent, and they're just saying it's empty. And the selflessness, self-sufficiently, substantially existent self is the
yes,
subtle level.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
For all the
Yeah.
non-prasangika tenet systems, when they speak about the selflessness of the person, they speak about the gross and the subtle one, which are those ones. And for the
Okay.
prasangika, they go a bit higher. They would say that the gross level of selflessness of the person is the self-sufficient substantial self, which is negated. And the subtle one is the emptiness of inherent existence of the person. So they go one level further. Yeah, for the prasangika, but the non-prasangika ones, it's a bit easier. But still, those terminologies are a bit confusing. So that's why we need to know why we say self-sufficiently substantial existence. Yeah, because there are many textbooks about that, like Shankara Pedoje and also Lama Tsongkhapa Zuma Gomparapsel commentary. Yeah, they speak about that, and we need to know that because we need to discard that type of self grasping, because as His Holiness the Dalai Lama says, if we don't discard the gross one, it's very, very unlikely that we would discover the subtlest one. Yeah.
And
Okay.
real quick, I interrupted you when I interrupted with her question. So empty then is used in the sense
Yes.
of the permanently,
Yes, permanent
and they
unitary.
actually think empty. Like,
Exactly. They say
okay,
shunya or tongpa
yeah,
in
they
Tibetan.
actually think empty. Okay, thank
They
you,
don't
because I
say
interrupted.
emptiness. Literally, they don't say
Yeah.
emptiness, but some other teachers, they are okay with that. Like Venerable Dandula is okay with to say this emptiness because it's a mere absence. So that's okay to say emptiness. And if we understand the proper meaning, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for the long life and good health of those wonderful teachers and His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and for the sake of all the beings, and our wisdom can grow and we have fun together, weird discussions for the sake of all the beings. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Christophe. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.